pointing at me. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, 5 years ago or something like that, I started doing something in schools that that they were doing already. The Central Missouri Food Bank does a canned food drive every October. Okay, and so 5 years or so ago, I noticed that hardly anybody was participating in that. And so I decided to try to do something that was more geared towards kids, okay, and could actually benefit, kids that I worked with. Okay? What many of you probably don't know is that the Central Missouri Food Bank does a program. It's called the Buddy Pack program. And what that means is that every Friday or so, kids whose families may have lost their jobs or something like that and don't have enough money for really nutritious food. Because one of the bad things in our country right now is that to eat healthy is actually more expensive than it is to eat, fast food. Okay, so every Friday, these kids who don't have nutritious food at home get this backpack full of food and they take it home and they bring the empty backpack back on Mondays. And nobody needs to know who they are or whatever. It's just something to help people who need help. One of the staples, one of the big important things that they put in Buddy Packs are jars of peanut butter. Okay? Because peanut butter is a great, healthy food, and it doesn't go bad. Okay? You don't have to refrigerate it or anything else. It's just a great food. So, like I said, 5 years ago, I started a peanut butter drive. And the first year I did it, this was the amount of peanut butter we got. I think it was about 250 jars of peanut butter. Okay? So this is a closer up view, but it looks like a lot. And you'll notice that the jars were this size. This is a great size because they fit well in those backpacks. Okay? So this is me taking them to the food bank in my car. All right? Because nobody had come to get them. I really didn't tell them I was doing this. All right? So I thought it was great. Yay! All right? So the year after that, I challenged, I think, the kids I had to do better. Because I'm always going to challenge you to do better. Okay, so we ended up getting 500, something like that, jars, which is even better. Okay, but then the year after that, I had an exceptional group of kids, and we had like 1,200 jars of peanut butter. So it started accumulating. We had to put it on carts. And this is like 1,200 jars of peanut butter here. All right? And nowadays the food bank comes and gets it from me. All right? They have to bring a big truck. Okay? So along about this time, I'm really not enjoying having hair anymore. Okay? I'm really kind of tired of it. It was kind of, my hairline was receding, and I just didn't enjoy having hair anymore. So I decided, I tried to talk my wife into letting me shave my head. And she's like, no, you really don't know what the shape of your head's going to be when you do that. It could be all round and ugly, and you don't want to do that. And when I told my mother I was thinking about shaving my head, my mom's like, well, you fell down a lot on your head as a kid, and you had to have stitches 3 or 4 times in your head. So you don't know what kind of scars are up there. I don't think it's a great idea. And I'm like, no, I'm tired of hair. I want to be bald. Okay? Right now you're trying to picture me with hair. It's just not working.
No, it's not.
Okay?
You look like Justin.
No. Dear God, no.
Yeah.
So, I was talking to my wife and I'm like, look, what's it gonna take to convince you to let me do this? And I'm like, what if my kids get 1,500 jars of peanut butter next year? Can I do it then? because that'll be incentive. Kids will want to bring in peanut butter to have my head shaved. And she's like, no, 1,500's too small. They can probably do that. 2,000? She's like, you tell them 2,000 and you can shave your head. They'll never be able to do that. And you tell them I said so. And so I went to school the next day. I brought a jar of peanut butter and I'm like, hey, we need 2,000 of these. My wife says I can shave my head, and she says she doesn't think you can do it. So, we collected money and jars of peanut butter. So if you don't feel like bringing in jars of peanut butter, just bring me some money. Change, dollar bills, it all adds up. I was working on 2,000 jars of peanut butter. The food bank actually put this on their Facebook page. People were taunting me. This is one of my kids' friends donated these and was taunting me a little bit. But then we got to 2,700 jars of peanut butter. So now I'm bald. So the great thing was 2,700 jars of peanut butter meant that I took the money that people had donated. I actually bought 1,100 jars of peanut butter from Hy-Vee. Yes, that's Tommy's dad. Okay? And they delivered 1,100 jars of peanut butter to me. Okay? So I took the 5 kids who had donated the most, and we were in the newspaper. Yeah, that's me. No beard and hair. It's a lot of different. Right.
You look better back then.
Okay, so you know, we were on TV, we were in the newspapers, things like that. You were probably too young to remember, but it was a good time. So we got to 2,700 jars, and so I told one of my former students, somebody who I taught at Lang Middle School. She was actually a reporter for KOMU, and she's like, "Yeah, that's great. You know, I'll bring a TV crew, and we can film it live at noon one day." And so we did. My head shaving was live at noon. It was like October 2013.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that's right. It was 2 years ago.
3 days away from my birthday.
Jackson, this is my story. Okay? So, since then, I really haven't done a great job of it. 1 October, my grandfather died, and I never really got it off the ground. But those kids are today's 8th graders. Last year, something was going on and it really didn't happen at all. But this year, I want to get to 2,000 again. And here's what I'm willing to do. I'm sure you've already heard.
Yeah.
Here are the things I'm willing to do to make it happen. Jackson.
Die.
I have offered, because these were the ideas that Mr. Jeffrey's wife came up with last week. I have offered, because she's going to help me with both these things, because I didn't even know it was possible to dye your beard different colors. But I'm offering, if we get to 2,000 jars, first of all, I'll give you a Jolly Rancher for every jar of peanut butter you bring in.
Oh my god.
Okay? So, bear that in mind. Second of all, I'm willing to dye my beard blue for a week. And Mrs. Jeffries has offered to make me a pink tutu to wear on top of my clothes while, you know, for a week.
Can you get a wand?
I'm not getting a wand. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, these are your incentives. Jolly Ranchers, a blue beard, and a pretty pink tutu.
You look like
So I understand there's going to be questions. Rachel,
When are we going to be starting?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Reese,
I have two. Can you wear an afro?
that would kind of defeat the purpose of my bald. I don't own an afro to wear.
What if we
Alright,
buy it?
second question. Can you dye, instead of dyeing your beard blue, can you make it tie-dye? Or pink?
I
or
don't
pink.
know.
Pink, yeah, pink. It'll match too.
I'll think about it. Okay? I've offered blue to all the other classes, so I don't want to go back on my word. Okay? Peyton?
A week is a little girly. I think we need to go to a month. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do. If you get to 3,000, I'll do it for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's 3 weeks.
I'm sorry. That's what I'm offering.
1,000 equals 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Bro.
4,000 for a month.
Are we allowed to bring our phones and take a picture and put it on like social media?
You'll have your iPads and stuff.
Well, we can't put social media
Oh.
on our iPad.
That's a shame.
That's your what
There will be plenty of opportunities for picture taking. It'll be a week. Liam?
So if I bring 1,000 drills of peanut butter, you'll give me 1,000 interest.
Yes.
That's gonna be a lot of money.
But that's not going to happen.
You don't know. You don't know that.
Kiara?
Oh snap.
And?
Spray paint. I have pink spray paint.
Bring it in and we'll look at it.
I have pink. I have
Emma?
pink spray paint. Where do we put these? The jars of peanut butter?
Bring them to me. We'll start lining the counter, and when that takes too much, we'll put them in the comments.
Yes.
Jackson?
Yeah, but how many Jolly Ranchers are you willing to like give for us? We're gonna.
I don't have a limit.
Oh yes.
I don't have a limit.
Do you have like jars of them?
They come in 5-pound bags. I'll go to the store and buy some. It's worth it to me to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, there are kids in need who need this food. I mean, if the Jolly Ranchers and the beard and the tutu aren't incentive enough, I want you to think of you're going to be helping thousands of kids here in the city of Columbia. Elementary school kids, middle school kids, high school kids. Okay? There are people who are really in need.
Wait.
40% of the population in Columbia is in poverty. 40% of our city lives in poverty. Okay? So there are more people in need than you think there are. Reese?
Is it just peanut butter?
Yes, I just want peanut butter. Jackson?
So, if I send in some of the most peanut butter jars, I get to be on TV.
I'm not promising that. That was a special year. Alright? I don't know if I can get TV to cover me again.
We should do it on my birthday.
I mean, I'm famous and all, but not that famous.
Have the whole
Thank you.
city of Columbia.
You're on the
Have the whole Columbia sing happy birthday.
Oh, Mr. Punky, there was like 8 people that joined, and they have really weird names.
Did they?